It's so fresh and nice outside. I really need to get out here this early in the morning. It's not even that early. It's like 7:20 or something. Um I'm out here to talk about modesty and submission in a way that I haven't really heard anyone talk about. Yeah. And since I'm still pregnant, I'll be talking about it while eating this yummy peach, which is like the most Eve thing you could do. Well, mama's gotta eat and baby's gotta eat too. So I need a chair out here. It's like I'm like nowhere to sit or put the phone. Let's see if I can squat. Okay, so I always hear in the Christian circle research that I do on YouTube, because I don't have that many Christian friends, and my church doesn't really talk about this. Well, they haven't while I've been there, so it's kind of like a little void that I've had in like my theology. um but what I do here is always about clothes. So what am I supposed to wear? Lots of debate on why and what the actual scriptures say, and obeying your husband, which is such a like a taboo topic in modern America. Let's say you get past the taboo part and you like actually want to leave behind like feminism and you're like, okay, I'm down, I want to do this. But then you're like, how do I even do this? Like, the theory is kind of simple to understand once you get past your biases, but then the application part, at least in my experience, with no like real role model or example on how it's done, is really challenging, especially when your partner is not a Christian. Because then you have two people who are like, what are we doing? We're trying to do this thing and we don't know what it is. So I guess it helps a little bit of background. um my husband and I are trying to lead a more traditional marriage in modern America. um but my husband is not a Christian believer. No judgment. Neither was I, like up until like a couple years ago. So we are where we are. But um, okay, back to the submission and modesty thing. Oh man, my legs are falling asleep. Pregnant women, how often do you squat for extended periods of time? Cause my legs fall asleep. mm. Lately, and like friction moments I've had with my husband, something from my new age past has really surfaced, which is mm, um two things. One, how the divine feminine is soft, or supposed to be soft and yielding and in a state of rest. And um how the patriarchy is oppressing us and we cannot yield to that. Does anybody notice the issue here now? It's so tricky to be a woman. I think it's always been tricky, but right now it's real tricky. mm. So it's supposed to be soft and yielding and resting. Um, around masculine energy or to masculine energy, but I cannot do it because masculinity is oppressing me. This is how I've worked it out. And you can point out all the holes in the comments. I'm definitely not a genius. This was just like a message from God this morning, I'm pretty sure. Because I never have like the time or maybe sometimes the energy, but rarely have the time to come out here um, to do any of this. I'm supposed to be like making breakfast and changing baby diaper and all that stuff. So, um, I really think you can only be in a yielding, restful, soft state when you're out of fear. If you are dominated by fear, if you are uh, burdened and enslaved by fear, you cannot do that. And I'm not saying this like, get out of your fear mind. Like, no. Like, I'm hesitant with how to explain this because I don't want to insult anybody. And I don't mean like viewers, I mean like my family. um, I grew up in a kind of hostile environment, I would say, or at least I perceived it as hostile. And it was hard to be in a state of rest in my own home growing up. It wasn't like the place that I went to feel comforted or safe at all. So for any women, I'm just gonna talk to women specifically right now, but like this could apply to men too, because I know family members that grew up this way that are meant to and kind of struggle with, getting out of their fear vibes, fear mindset. If you grew up this way, it's very hard to have like any difficult conversation with anybody, to not go to that like I'm being oppressed, I'm being harassed mindset, like almost instantly when you start perceiving like a loud voice, a kind of like get off my lawn attitude from anybody. It's real tough. And um you want to fight back, even if it's not like actively, because I'm definitely not like an angry fighter, I wouldn't say, but you want to fight back in some way, even if it's like some passive aggressive way or some like mental manipulation way or whatever, um and God tells us uh not to do that. We're fighting for love and for harmony if we're fighting at all. We're not fighting people. We're certainly not fighting demons. I feel like God does that for us if we um, submit to Him and accept that we do not have the power to do things on our own, and that He has the power to deliver us from evil. So I'm getting like a brain fart loop. So let me bring it back. um, no judgment if you grew up in like a way that makes you be in a like fight or flight response all the time or just some of the time. Um, no pressure to be like, get in a state of rest, man. Trust your husband, or like trust your father or your community male leader, or um but what I will say is this is an invitation to allow God to heal your heart, because only God can really take you there. Oh man, we're gonna walk. Am I shaking a lot? It's cold out here. I have shorts. um, Only God can heal your heart. Mm, so that you can uh be in His peaceful rest, in His word. Trust His plans. Uh, um Face suffering with dignity, not hold grudges, forgive people, the toughest people to forgive, which are usually the people closest to you. Like, we're all making mistakes out here, we're all sinners, we're all struggling with evil daily. And to me, I think what's important here is submitting ourselves to God's will and having um the modesty and I think I often hear translated as meekness, um transforming our response to fear from um uh like rage or retaliation to meekness and I don't know why I'm wanting to say like quietness, like not just like quietness as in like don't try to fight back with words and come up with these convoluted long arguments, like keeping your comments short, your concepts uncomplicated, and even your mind, like using that to train your mind to stay more like a child and less like Satan's. uh, because that I think is what ultimately leads to true peace at home and with God. No, I'm telling you this not from like a I've done it, y'all, expert perspective. No, like I'm telling you this from this is what I'm struggling with right now. Like I'm trying to get out of my fear. Trust God, trust my husband, trust in his good plans. I hope you don't get dizzy with my phone. Like um I think it's like 50 degrees. I need to go to the thrift store and buy pants or like more skirts or something. Lately, I'm not really into pants. And it's not just because, like, orthodoxy seems to be against pants. um, they just don't feel right. How many pregnant women love pants? I don't know. Maybe I'm an outlier. I can't with pants anymore. After pregnancy, I'm like, pants are made for young girls. If girls at all, because they're so uncomfortable to me now. Mm. Anyway, so hopefully this video was refreshing. I'm not here to judge what you wear, your modesty expression, to tell you what to do, pretend that I know what to do, because I don't. um the more I make videos, the more I feel like I'm not an educator but a sharer. And I try to be as open as I can. I feel like I'm pretty open. I would want to be even more open, but then it like taps into people's privacy, and I don't want to disclose details from my family or friends or other people that they might not want to share online. Anyway, I'm almost done with my peach, so this is probably a good time to end this video. Let me see. Anything else? Just keep listening to God. That's what I'm gonna say. And that's what I do. I just listen, and sometimes it feels like he talks back right away, and sometimes it doesn't, and it takes forever, and I'm like agonizing. He's there in your agony too, I think. Okay. Have a wonderful weekend, because I'm gonna try to have a wonderful weekend too. I'll leave you with like a sky shot. Whoa, so pretty. No clouds today, just light. Thank you, Jesus.